I finally took all your advice. Emmy got her own water, so now she can drink to her little heart's content. Hi Flosstube, it is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, October 4th. I'm back to chat with you about my stitching. The cats are crazy, they're chasing each other around, but it's not dark out today, so that's something. It's cold. This morning or yesterday morning, it was 35 when we woke up. So we've definitely full on into our autumn weather. The days are getting nice. They're still getting into the 60s, which is perfect. So we bundle up in the morning and move on our way. A quick welcome. I've had a bunch of new subscribers the last few weeks, so thank you so much for subscribing. That way you know when I have a new video. I appreciate having everyone here. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments. I try my best. I always go through them, so I try my best to answer them. And Emmy has her own water. I finally took everyone's advice. Mine is lidded, hers is not. She's already had a drink. She might come back for more when she's done chasing her sister. Because I'm sure it's not the other way around. Before we get into stitching, I usually do my life update first because it's so quick. A little longer this time. I just want to say how much I've been thinking about everyone affected by hurricanes lately. We had, I believe it was Earl that hit Canada, and there was a lot of flooding, you know, in Nova Scotia and that area. Maine wasn't really affected by that. You know, I think we had high winds that weekend, but we didn't even get rain. It was just winds. So that happened. And then Hurricane Ian, everyone from Puerto Rico through Cuba and into Florida. I know there's so much cleanup to do from that one, and loss of life and loss of property. I had a few people ask, because I've mentioned that my parents are down there. They snowbird, so they go down to Florida from typically May through, no, they come back. They come back in May and go down at the end of October, mid-October. This year they went down early because my dad is waiting to have shoulder replacement surgery. So they went down early, so they were there for the hurricane. They live just outside or near Port Charlotte, so the Port Charlotte Punta Gorda area, which was right in the path. So I was very concerned. I'm a worrier anyway, so I had full reason to worry. But they are fine. They live in a community, you know, as a lot of people that snowbird down there do. It's a park with RVs and park models and mobile homes and houses and homes that aren't really known for withstanding category 4 hurricanes. So most of the people there, I believe everyone there, a lot of people aren't there yet, but the people that were there camped out in the clubhouse. They took mattresses and all the supplies and they camped out in the clubhouse. So that's what my parents did. And then we heard that they were fine when they had a chance to get out to see the damage. Their house, they just got lucky. Their house is very minimally damaged comparatively. But my mom said there's a lot of damage in the park. So they're still without power, although she did say that they've started to see some like utility trucks in their area. So she's hopeful. They were able to go over to my aunt who lives a couple hours east, so near Orlando. So she was fine. And they brought her generator back and stocked up on supplies and things over there where there's less demand. So that's what they're doing. It's like a Maine snowstorm. They're just alone with heat. Here in the winter, we're like, how are we going to stay warm when we lose power? And there they're like, it's hot. How are we going to stay cool? So at least with the air conditioner, they can run the refrigerator, have lights in the evening, and then run like a fan or a small air conditioner. I know it wouldn't run the whole thing. So that's their deal. They're fine. There's a lot of cleanup. And my mom, you know, when they're in it and then they've lost electricity, they haven't really seen a lot of the other damage except what's really right there with them. So the weekend when she went up to my aunt's to get stuff, she said, you know, she was finally kind of seeing some of the images and the pictures and the video from other areas. And she said, I understand now why you were so worried. So there's that. Other than that, here, it's just been school and birthday parties. My son turned 13, so we had a family party with my sister, and then we had a friend party last weekend at a ropes course. I think there were 7 of them, 7 13-year-old boys. They were great. He has great friends. I wasn't going up there. My son decided to go to the top level, which is basically 4 stories up, 3.5. It's up. It's up. My husband had to walk away. He couldn't even watch. He doesn't like heights. I'm not great with heights, but he was like, so he left. He went for a walk. So, we'll jump into stitching talk. I did put out a few extra videos since my last one. Actually, I was getting ready to film today and my husband's like, a normal one? Yeah, this is just a normal one. So I did the flip through of the books from Hirschner's, and I know a lot of people order the books, which is great. They're such a great deal. Next year, I think we need to do a stitch along out of those books so that we use those books, or any of the Christmas, any books. Pull out your books, find something. And then I did this one, right? Yeah, this is my one FFO, by the way, that I can show. This chart is the cookie exchange. It was a stitch along last year from Hands On Design. It's now available, but it's only a PDF and it's on her website. I linked it in that video. I will try and remember to link it again here. So I did the tutorial on I did 2 separate. So I did how to make the cording and then how to attach it with a mostly hidden edge. Naturally, the one that you do in the tutorial doesn't really work that well. So she's back there. So those are up. I decided to do them separate so that then if in a future video I'm referencing cording, I can refer back to just the one where I make it so that if someone needs a refresher, they don't have to find it. It's right there. So that's why I did it that way. So that one is done. The only other FFOs that I can show, I just have a couple of pictures. I took part in a Halloween swap with some other Flosstubers. Last year, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch put it together and we did Christmas. And then this year, we decided to do Halloween. And I didn't really put it together. I just drew names and sent out some emails. That was the extent. It wasn't difficult. So this year, we did Halloween. My package came yesterday and it's gorgeous. So I have that to show you. And my recipient got hers, so I can tell you what I made. So I'm going to insert 2 pictures and then I will talk about it. So one of those, the pillow, was one of a few weeks ago when I had like 13 finishes, that was one of them. So both of those pieces, and I didn't really take a good picture of the spider, I should have done better. They came from this chart, The Moon is Full by Erica Michaels. So this was the pillow, which I finished with the rickrack, although she has her rickrack go over both and I like mine tucked in. And then the spider was just that little witch. She was the right size. I did them on this fabric. It was the, oh no I didn't. This calls for a seraphim. I did mine on, is it Vintage Smoky Night? It's the gray modeled version of Vintage Country Mocha. I think it's Vintage Stormy Night. It's really nice. I've been using the 32 count Lugana. And because it's not hand dyed, the holes aren't small, so I like it. So the spider, was a tea light holder. And then I finished it. I basically treated it like it was a little tart pan. So I finished it as a tiny circle and popped it in here. So I have another one I'm planning that when I do it, I will film a tutorial for that because it's really pretty easy. It's just a tiny circle ornament. That's all it was. I'm gonna put more batting on mine. Michelle's was kind of flat. So these tea light holders I actually found on eBay. It was a set of 2. I used one for Michelle. Oh, I'm sorry. Mine went to Michelle McGraw. I don't even think I said that because I didn't. Mine went to Michelle McGraw and she was So much fun to stitch for because Michelle and I like very similar things. So I did have to be careful about, has she already made what I'm gonna stitch, right? And I know she stitches a lot of Stitching with the Housewives and Frosted Pumpkin, so I'm like, I gotta not do those. So I pulled out this one and went for kind of a different finish that I thought she wouldn't have. So the tea lights that I found there, I found my other ones, not this one, right on Amazon. I have some reindeers, like they're super cute and they're inexpensive because it's like a pack of 6. So I will do a tutorial when I do that. Okay. I gotta put, this was actually our giveaway chart. I used my version, but I'm like, oh, I didn't grab it. And then I said, oh, but I still have one because it was one of the giveaway charts from last video. 2 fully finished objects. I actually have more than that, but I've been working now on Christmas things. I'm doing a swap with Misty and Barbie. We're doing an ornament swap. So one of those is done, one of those is started. I finished my swap for Stitch-In at the farm in Troy, New Hampshire that I'm going to in a few weeks. So excited. I've canceled twice. I'm so excited to finally go. So that one I need to finish, but I need to fully finish. So I've been doing other things, but I only have a couple I can show you. So the first one since my last video is I decided I needed to just get it done. The hands-on design, it's called 31st. It's part of her block party series. That's the piece of felt that she gives you to go on the top. So this is a block. I had the long band all done. What I was working on was the top and bottom. There's still a needle in here. The bottom, she actually gives you a chart that will carry over the pumpkins onto the bottom. I was done. I was done. So I just did an outline. And when I do these blocks, I do the outline in DMC because I don't want to waste that much fancy floss. And then here's the top I finished with my boo bucket from the Sketchy Pumpkin, and I'm hearing rumor that boo buckets are coming back this year, and if they are, I'm gonna buy the first Happy Meal I've bought in a decade so I can get myself a boo bucket. So this one is done and ready to be fully finished. Whether or not it will be for this year remains to be seen. Then the other piece I had pulled out to work on that was getting really close, I ironed. First of all, don't let me scare you. I ironed. Just 2 things. Don't go crazy, not all the things. I finished Give Thanks by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I don't have a chart to show you for this one because mine was a PDF. But it's done, so you don't need the chart. Here it is. Give Thanks, it's all DMC. I used a piece of color and cotton fabric, but I used to be in her club years ago, so this is basically a solo dye at this point because she doesn't make this color anymore, and it's gorgeous. So there it is. And I have a circle frame to put this in, so hopefully that will get finished. I mean, definitely by Thanksgiving to put out in November, but hopefully it will get finished quicker than that. That is my FOs. Whips, I only have 2 because I finished those. So that's what I've been focusing on. One of my whips is a New Start, and I put it in my new bag from Christina, Quilting with Nico. I showed these last time, and she shared a picture on Instagram over the weekend, I think. And I recognized the fabric. It's from this line, so I think she's gonna have some more coming soon. I'll link her Etsy store below, and if you're interested, I said this last time, I would favorite her store, so then when she uploads something new, you'll see it. So I decided to start, I call it Fly By Night, but it's Flying Lessons by Silver Creek Samplers. My sister stitched this. She actually left hers. Hers is upstairs to be finished. And I'm like, I'm borrowing that chart, so bring the chart down with it because I want to do this one. So funny story about this one. So I knew I was borrowing this from Donna when she finished. I had this as a giveaway a few weeks ago from Carla at Cobweb Corner. I went through when I had it, and I went through the floss list and pulled on my floss. And then I mailed it out. And I didn't think, what fabric is that on? So I had all my flosses. I'm like, whatever, I'll just grab something from my box. So I went through, and I wasn't finding anything that I really liked because I really want that moon to pop. So I was watching Candace K, and she finished, not this piece, I think she did Halloween Doodles by Heart and Hand on this fabric. And there's my start, by the way. This is Hazelwood by Fiber on a Whim. And I really liked, because it's very mottled, it's not gonna show well in person, but there's a couple different colors in there. I'm like, ah, that's gorgeous. Can I find any? 123 Stitch had it, so I ordered that. So it came in, Donna came down for the birthday party, gives me her stuff. When I went to cut this a couple days ago, to cut it to size, you know, lay it out and I'm cutting it, and hers is over there on my stack. And I'm looking at mine and I'm looking at hers and I'm like, huh, that looks really the same. She got the chart when it was part of a Halloween box last year. And it came with the fabric and the floss, so that's what she used. So then I look at the chart, called for fabric, Hazelwood, 18 count 8 of Fiber on a Whim. So, unbeknownst to me, I'm using the called for fabric. That's a long way of telling you that I'm using the called for fabric on this one. This will not get done this year, but it got started so that hopefully it will get done next year. That one's all DMC also. That one away. And then, this is why I ironed. Update on cardinal points. This is a Long Dog sampler design, but I believe it's actually published by the Gentle Art. I know it's getting a little hard to find. People have asked. I've done searches on Etsy and sometimes a couple pop up. Don't overpay. When I bought this, I think it was $18. So I've seen a couple that are more than that. Unless it comes with the threads, just watch yourself. It's off the Q-snap, you guys. And ironed. So I pulled this, wait, let's go back for the full effect. I started this in 2020 as part of the Long Dog Leap Day Sal, which was organized by Erin to Martini Stitcher. The goal being that you stitch on it, start it in 2020 on Leap Day, and then finish it Leap Day 2024. I got this much done before COVID. Actually, I got less than this done before COVID because I have worked on it since then. When I pulled it back out this year in June, this is where I was at. Now this is where I'm at. So it's really made quite a difference to work on it. I work on it Mondays and Tuesdays. Over the summer, some days it didn't get a lot of attention, some weeks it did. So that's where I'm at. Now I did decide, there's a couple changes. Instead of Sunflower, I'm using Weeks Dye Works Squash. Instead of Raven, I'm using 310 for the black. And instead of Buckeye Scarlet for the birds, I'm using Ribbon Red, Classic Colorworks. I also, and I need to go back and fix this one, the birds, and I know it's supposed to be because they're female cardinals, but the wings are yellow. And I know in real life female cardinals do have yellow on their wings, but it was too much yellow. So I'm making them just full red. And the bottom one is full red. So when I move the Q-snap, I still need to fix this one. So I'm not sure where I'm going from here. If I want to, your name and stuff goes down here. There's a line of text here, and then all this. I need to figure out where I'm going. I'm having a hard time with that line of this line of text because it's right in the gray section of all the pages. So it's really hard to see. So I've got to figure out if I need to just pull open my design program and just put it in there so I can see it. If that would take less time than trying to figure it out from here. But that's where Cardinal Points is at. And that's what I've been working on. I also started, I told you about the gifts. Those are in the works. So now we'll move on to Happy Mail and my awesome swap box, which is back here by Emmy's water. So, matched up names, drew names. Because I did the matching, I knew who got me. So I've been excited for 2 months because I knew that Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts had me. And Olivia is a fantastic stitcher and a fantastic finisher. So I knew it was going to be something awesome. She didn't disappoint. So we'll go through the goodies first. So she sent this cute card with the little witch. And then a box full of goodies. Some Peaceful Purple Ada. And if you know me, you know that Halloween goes on purple. That's like a rule around here. Some yummy chocolate, which I didn't let my son see, so it's still in there. Some finishing fabrics that are super cute. Some Halloween finishing fabrics. A sweet, sweet, sweet little chart. Frony Ritter Designs. Pumpkin Brew. And some fun floss. Trick or Treat. No, yeah, Trick or Treat and Jack-o'-lantern. They're kind of similar, except Trick or Treat has yellow in with it. So those are fun. So those are in there. And then the finish itself. She made me a drum. We'll start from the back. There's the back. This is Halloween Menagerie by Threadwork Primitives. Excuse me. Of a little cat. And all finished as a drum. Sweet fabric on the top, matches on the bottom. I love it. I've only ever done one drum. Her drum's perfect. So thank you so much, Olivia. I will post her channel down below too. She hasn't received hers yet. And honestly, I don't even remember who got her. I'd have to go back in. And that's too much work. I'll just wait and be surprised. It's been really fun. We have a little Instagram group going. The plan was to have things mailed out around October 1st so that people could get them and then enjoy them for the month of October. So within the last week, we've had like every day. I'm like, you know, late afternoon when people start getting home from work or their mail comes, I'm like, ooh, did anyone get theirs today? Ooh, did anyone get theirs today? So it's been fun to watch them and see all the different things people did and all the different ways people finished. So I had a couple other Happy Mail things. Oops. I'm falling in over here. I had a sweet card from Kathy. She won a giveaway. So it's a really cute card. And then she made me this needle book, which was a great idea. It's just a paint sample. And then you put your needle in there. So that's a cute idea. I bet I got some of those tucked away here. So thank you for that. This piece of tape on this. Then I have, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, Alissa from Starry Nights Studio reached out, and I had been commenting and entered. She was having a giveaway and I had entered for her wood, I think she calls them wood blanks. They're wood tags. Alissa is doing the finishing for, and I'm just going to show you because mine came in. She's doing the finishing for this new line from Little House Needlework called Petites. So this is the brand new one, and it's Thanksgiving Petites. Mine just came yesterday. I ordered some fabric from 123, and they were in that order. And this is autumn. This one's been out for a bit. So Alissa is doing these tags. Her store, if you're a little nervous about finishing or painting things and doing things, you should go check out her shop, which I will link on Etsy. Hold on, because these are loud. She's done all the work for you. And her prices are great. So she sent me the blanks for these. Hold on just a sec. There's tissue paper. It's worth it. They're so cute. So this is one for the autumn. So it's this cute tag. It's got a hanger. It's fully painted and sanded and like it's ready to go. It's got the wood and then the fabric panel all on it, right? All like your corners are perfect. Everything's good to go. So you stitch this up and you stick it on here and you're done. It's great. So you just stitch them up and then mount them on mat board, pop them right on here with glue, and then add some trim if you want trim and a bow. So she sent me, and I'm gonna get to stitching these. Actually, I think I'm gonna start with Thanksgiving. So she sent me a set of her autumn petites, and then let me show you the Thanksgiving. I really like this fabric. This will be perfect for like a late autumn. So this is they're the same except the fabric is different. So she, on her Etsy, she has these tags. She has all kinds of things that, like I said, are ready to go, including flat folds. I like a good flat fold. They take forever. Alyssa's gonna do the work for you. So I've got a couple pieces upstairs that are odd size. I'm gonna measure those and I'm gonna see what she has for fabric options. And then I'm gonna message her and I'm gonna say, hey, could I get one in this size? Because she has standard sizes listed, but if you need a different size, you can just reach out to her and she's happy to do it. So hold on for the crinkle. So let me set these aside and then we'll move on. So thank you so much, Alissa. Oh, her card was in there, good. Starry Nights Studio, which I will link below. She also does custom for people who are asking like for finishing. Alissa does finishing. She doesn't do soft finishes, I believe. She does hard finishes, so on boards and flat folds and baskets. She has all kinds of things. So I will definitely link her below. You might want to go check it out. Moving on to haul, like I said, these came in the same day that those came in, just yesterday. So I'm gonna get started on the set, the Thanksgiving set. So those came in. I had a lot again. I did an order with Penny from the Daily Stitcher because I was waiting for the new Brenda Gervais charts and she got them in. So this one, Joy and Good Cheer. This is brand new. This is brand new. A Witch's Garden, and then this one's been out for a bit, but I didn't have it yet. Be Ye Thankful. So those came in. My fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics came in, and this just came in yesterday. So if you haven't received yours and you don't want to see it, I'm not even going to say the name because it's obvious. Look down for just a sec. Okay, looking down. Here's mine. There's the name. It's really cool. Mine's out of the way. Look what it came with this month. I love Pez. I'm not gonna let the boy see that. That one's mine. He loves Pez too. Then, here's Emmy again to knock things over. Get out of here. I did an order with Abby from Top Knot Stitcher because I've been looking for a piece of fabric. I'm starting in November and I didn't bring the chart down. Live on Little by Plum Street. It's the very New England piece she just came out with a big shiplap house and the whales and the water. And it's done on a brown. I really wanted to do it on a gray and I couldn't find one that worked, and then I did find one that worked in my stash and I didn't have a piece big enough and no one has it because it's a picture of this plus and they're still hard to get. So I was looking around for who had something similar, and Abby had this piece. It's a 16 count Aida from Color and Cotton called Over the Moon, and it's gonna look like white, but it's a pale, pale gray. That chart does have some white birds in it that I'll have to change the color of, but I'm ready. I'll serge the edges well, I won't serge them, I don't have a serger. I'll deal with the edges and then be ready to go. I'm starting that at the retreat in November. And then with hers, she also had these two little heart and hands. These were Expo. This is called Halloween Frill. This is the bonus chart that you can add on to your tiny town to make it less tiny, to make it even longer. And I've seen someone, Melanie Rowe, I believe it was Melanie Rowe on Instagram, and she's already finished it. She's the one who stitched it on purple, and she added this in, and it looks great. And then this one, which I love because it's so tiny and it will be a perfect little ornament. This is called December 25th. There he is. So that's all my haul. That's a lot. Maybe next time you'll have no haul. It's before the retreat, so maybe. I'm trying to think if I already ordered anything that hasn't come in. So then we will move on, lastly, to some giveaways. So from the last video, and I know like 3 of you have already messaged me and I'll go through those today. So last video, we had a couple of charts from Carla at Cobweb Corner, and then I had a few charts, they're out of order, that some viewers had sent in that I went through and pulled out like the Halloween ones. So number 1 was Something Wicked. This goes to Carol Kistler. Number 2, Halloween Street, is Angie Berry. Halloween House Trio is M. Thomas. The Moon is Full is Lisa Anderson. Halloween Greetings is Betty Hankins. And Hello Autumn was Glee Hansen. So that was last video's. And then this video, I have 2 charts again from Carla at Cobweb Corner. I also want to mention, Carla is getting ready to go farming again. She went in the spring. They have some friends that farm that really could use an extra couple of hands, so they went and helped her and her husband. And I think they were gone a couple weeks. And she had said all along that when the harvest season came, she'd be going back. So she is going back. Hopefully she'll post some more videos. I thought they were really interesting. So her shipping is going to be delayed. Actually, she might be closing her store right down for a couple weeks. But on her website, on Cobweb Corner, right at the top, she has like in bright red when the shipping is and stuff. So you can't miss it. So just keep that in mind, that if her shop is closed, that's why. Someone has to harvest the soybeans, and it's going to be Carla. So hopefully they have good weather for that. So the 2 this week, we will do numbers again. Number 1, they happen to both be from Hands On Design, is Give Thanks. This is a really cute tiny one. 56 by 62. And Resting Stitch Face. 61 by 65. So these are both small. So that is this week's giveaway. Please you have to be over 18 so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say the word giveaway or win, and I'll use the random comment picker on my next video. That brings us to the end. Plans wise, I had pulled out a couple of more Halloween starts to do, but I'm starting to feel like I don't really want a ton of extra whips that are not going to get done. I started the 1, and I might pull out some winter things. I didn't really have any Christmas whips. I'll probably get some, but I didn't have any left over. But I have some winter things. So I pulled out 2 that I think I might start working on. I do want to start those Thanksgiving littles. I need to finish up some ornaments. I have a bunch of finishing that needs to get done. I need to do a couple tutorials because I want to finish my autumn berries. They're not done yet. They're stitched. They're in my pile. And I want to start my winter berries, which I won't put out until January, but I'd like to get them stitched up. I pulled out some blue fabrics for those just from my stash, and I'll match up, you know, the flosses to make sure they're going to work. That's it. So I might be back with a tutorial before my next video. Thank you everyone for the positive comments on those, and happy stitching, and I'll see you guys later.